this is kind of a follow-up. So Atozy did a video yesterday, and he did a video yesterday about Nikocado. And it's titled, Nikocado is lying about his return. Now, I do know that Atozy plays around with his with his video titles. So I expect that maybe Nikocado is not lying, but I am curious what Atozy has to say about Nikocado and his return. So I'm actually pretty curious about this. So let's check it out and see if Atozy has got more information than I've seen on this so far. So let's check it out.
The other day, Nikocado Avocado shocked the world with his comeback video because he was a completely different person from when we last saw him on YouTube. It was also amazingly timed as he dropped it right after Sunny V2's big video on him.
Yeah.
And you can't really forget.
Yeah, and I got roasted a little bit in my comments because I reacted to Sunny V2's video literally the day before. Like, I posted my reaction video of Sunny V2's the day before Nikocado did his comeback video. And I got a little bit roasted in the comments section of my YouTube video on that. Kind of, you know, and fair play. I need absolutely fair play on that with the roasting. But I did make a video, my own video. Kind of, sort of. Like, I did say something on stream that I posted to the YouTube video the next day where I said, holy shit, we were all wrong. So I did post something like that the next day, but I did kind of get rightly kind of poked at and roasted. Okay, 504, have a good night.
Get iNabber's 7-hour-long video on Sunny V2's big video on him. And you can't really forget iNabber's 7-hour-long video on him. Dude was probably going for the Guinness World Record for the longest commentary video. Wait, actually, I wonder which video is the longest commentary video. That should definitely be a Guinness segment. Either way, I feel like my editing team would jump off a cliff if I told them, hey, we're making a 7-hour video today. So because I want them alive, this video is going to be a whole lot shorter than that. So last time we covered Nikocado Avocado, that was way back in 2022, as he posted this clip.
I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been certainly the greatest social experiment my entire life.
See, that's crazy. I don't know what he means by saying he's 2 steps ahead. Is he just doing this for views and money? Yes, probably. Is he making some crazy documentary behind the scenes? Maybe. But other than that, I have no idea what he means.
So we've been aware that he was up to something behind the scenes. We just didn't know what. I was assuming back then it was some documentary, which might be true of his whole weight loss journey, but apparently he pre-recorded a bunch of videos, then posted them slowly for a little bit over a year until the catalog ran out at the end of April.
2 years, Atozy. He did this for 2 years. He said in his video, in his comeback video, he said he has not made a YouTube video in 2 years. So he did 2 years of that catalog.
April of this year. By that time, I guess we can assume that he wasn't quite ready to make his comeback, as losing that amount of weight, that really takes some time. Even if he's on like Ozempic and does the gastric bypass surgeries,
and that's another one. I've had people in the comments section of my video where I talked about it are talking about, oh, he's just on Ozempic. People are immediately jumping to he went on Ozempic, and I don't know anything about Ozempic, and I don't know if that takes a while to take effect, because like I said, he was gone. He said he did not make a video for 2 years, and with Ozempic, I would expect that it would work much faster than 2 years, perhaps. So, I don't know if he's on that or not, because I don't know anything about that drug. But I know a lot of people, a couple people in my comment section of my video when I talked about it were actually, let me actually find it. Hang on, I'm gonna actually find the comment. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Where is it? Let's see. Hang on. Hang on. Let me find it. Where was this? Like some guy just like, here we go. Yeah. So, you know, my video was entitled "He's Back and He Fooled Everyone." Actually, here, there we go. So this comment right here. So of course my video is called "He's Back and He Fooled Everyone," and this person says, "No, he didn't. He did not do all of those hideous things ironically, or as he puts it, as a social experiment. My guess is he got Ozempic and will be back to his old weight in half a year or sooner, just like some billionaire who also thought there was a shortcut to a healthy weight." So, I mean, I don't know anything about it. I don't agree with that. I certainly don't agree with that statement. And like the follow-up comment to that said, rightly so. You know this how? It's people making assumptions. But yeah, it's like this is 250 pounds. And so, Divine, you may know Ozempic better than I do. Welcome back, Vaseki. I'm guessing posting videos during it. No, I'm not posting videos. That was already posted, Asanashi. I was just going through the reviews, going through the comments. Yeah, so my actual concern is based on the fact that he's starting back up again with the fucking mukbangs after losing the 250 pounds. Is that because he's doing that, he's going to gain that weight back? And I hope he doesn't. But let's see what Atozy has to say more on this.
It's not like you get those results overnight. It will definitely be interesting to see if he talks about how he lost all the weight. But a lot of people say that Sunny V2's video has already aged poorly, which I'm a little mixed on, because you can either argue and say it was just bad timing or it was just in time. Obviously, it was bad timing that he posted this video right before Nico posted his video. It was perfect timing for Nico to post his video, but Sunny posted it just in time as well. Because if Nico posted his video first, Sunny would have probably had to scrap it or seriously rework it.
Wait, Curl just pinged for my latest video? Oh, yes, that's okay. Yeah, I know why. Because I had one set for schedule to I know why. Yeah, I had it scheduled to go now.
But if we shift a little bit around the timeline here, I feel like Sunny's video is still somewhat relevant because the whole focus of Sunny's video was on Nico's video titled Bye. Because here, Nico was candid, or seemingly candid, as he revealed a lot about himself. And we thought this was filmed in April of this year. But instead, it was apparently a little over a year ago. But either way, this is still the last video he recorded like this.
I am just going to tell you right off the bat, I'm on the edge of a down. Like, most likely by the end of this video, or halfway through, I would be flipping out.
And his meltdown was essentially that he hated his life, his finances, his job, and he revealed a lot of his videos were demonetized, thus making him way less money than what most people thought he was making off YouTube.
I wish I could turn back the clock. I wish I could go back in time. I wish I would never have done YouTube.
You don't need to know Ozempic just weighed 3,500 calories in a pound. Multiply that by 250. That's 875,000 calories total. That means he had to have burned at minimum around 1,200 net calories per day. Yeah.
YouTube. I wish I would have never decided that this would be a fun way to make a living. That this would be a fun way to have a life. This would be a fun way to provide for my family. That's what it was all really about.
Really, Canito.
And it's so ironic, because if you knew, I had goals, I had dreams, and I threw it all away to eat food. And the irony is, I've barely made any money for the past 2-3 years.
Sonny also confirmed this in his video by testing to see if he got ads on his catalog. And obviously, Nico made a lot of money from YouTube, but not as much as many thought. What's a little sad is YouTube revenue can be extremely finicky and inconsistent. That's why many creators do sponsored content or make their own brands. Like, I made Mad City. Most people don't know why I have my background in all my videos. And the whole original joke was I often call myself a low-budget talk show host. All the mainstream talk show hosts, they have some sort of expensive big city skyline behind them. And being raised in Lillehammer, Norway, it's not like I would have a relatable backdrop that people would recognize. You know, only a few people remember the 1994 Olympics and or the Netflix show Lilyhammer. So I decided to go for the other streets I was raised on, which were the nostalgic toy car mats, except I couldn't find the original ones, only the Amazon version. So I used that for a couple of years until I figured out, hold on, I can put the universe that we're covering here on a mat and run with that. So then I finally made a custom one, got it up, and then suddenly a bunch of you guys started asking me, hey, where can I get one? At that point, I realized, okay, we're on to something.
Matt City.
But how can I build something that can take its own life outside of Atozy? And that's when I realized nobody's really taken the nostalgia from the toy car mats and brought it to a city near you. So I've launched Mad City alongside my best friend and my brother, where we've now dropped the Atozy mat. It's not like you haven't seen it before because it's behind me in every video, but look at this bad boy. And then we have a whole bunch of other ones, like the Manhattan one or the New York City one, but we can basically only fit Manhattan on a mat. So we're probably gonna have to do a part 2 for Brooklyn and the other boroughs. And then we got LA here as well, which I think is pretty cool. And then we have many more cities coming, like Washington, D.C., and obviously all the other main U.S. cities. Here's a sneak peek of that one, though. But we've also realized that not everyone wants a massive carpet to hang on their wall or throw wherever, so we've also made mouse pads. Because again, there's not that many mouse pads that actually are large with a cool design and the attention to detail to where you actually have it braided. Because, you know, everyone has had a mouse pad that started peeling up because they didn't braid it on the side. So with these, we also have Atozy, Manhattan one, LA one, and then some other unique ones like this one called Corporate America or the Mad City HQ. So if this sounds cool to you, you want another way to support the channel, feel free to go to matt.city, which will be in the top link down below.
Mad City, baby.
Without further ado, let's continue this video, because in this video, he showed sadness for not continuing to pursue his music, as many knew he was an extremely talented violinist, and that he missed being respected and not looked at as some internet meme. It's a sad video to watch. And I guess it's also a little bit hard to tell if everything is true, because things get very blurry with Nick, as we can confirm.
And that's what I said in the Sunny V2 video. That's when I point out in the Sunny V2 video is we don't know what is supposed to be a character anymore and what is supposed to be actually Nick. The two got blended so so tightly that you didn't know what was supposed to be fake and what was not. So when he makes a video lamenting about his YouTube videos and stuff, you don't know if that's a character. You don't know if he's doing a character or if he's being genuine. And that's a big pitfall with content creators that create character versions of themselves and use them frequently. It's true with Nick, it's true with Boogie, because not only do you not know if they're being genuine, it's also a very convenient excuse. So if you end up pissing off a large portion of your demographic, the content creator could say, oh, that was just doing a character bit. That wasn't actually me. Yeah, Doctor, all of these content creators that do characters. Like where they do characters. Yeah, but Kanito, I may be an anime cat girl, but I'm genuine. Okay, Albert, have a good night. Yeah, I may be an animated cat girl, but I'm not. I at no point am I like creating a caricature of myself. When I talk about the various things that you guys are bonking me for, I'm speaking genuinely. I'm not like, oh, this is like, Kinky Ember talking or something. It's me. So that's the difference, is I'm not creating like an alternate persona that I hide behaviors behind or anything like that. And that's, so that's why it's kind of justifiable where people are going, okay, what's going on with him? Because you don't know what he was being truthful about for a lot of his content. You don't know what he's being truthful about in terms of when he's expressing this sadness or not, because he's caricaturized it so much you can't tell if it's real. And that's a legitimate concern about the validity of whenever he talks about something.
A lot is true. We also believe that he plays a lot of stuff up for the viewer. So where is the line? In Oompaville's videos, he just came across as a method actor, a dude who's just living through his bit, and then you had some authentic moments shine through, which is why I'm confused. People are calling him a genius for the stunt, because the reality is he started as a healthy YouTuber, then completely degraded and humiliated himself for years, putting on hundreds of pounds for people's entertainment, and something a whole lot more cursed, which he really leaned into. But I'm not really going to discuss that angle here on this channel, because I would like this video to remain monetized. But then he
Okay, the curse thing is that, was that the accusations of PDF? Because I think weren't there accusations about, oh, right, the OS. Right, the thing with the OS. Okay, yep. I forgot about the OS. Okay.
He came back skinny and he's like, I control the narrative. I'm always 2 steps ahead. No shit, you control the narrative of your own life. The only thing he proved is how far people will go for attention and money on the internet. It's a stunning display of lack of care for his own life. Because, as many of you guys know, he posted this the other day.
So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year, for as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain.
What in the theater kid is going on here? And I feel like I can kind of say that because I was a media and communication kid. I made hundreds of extremely cringe skit videos in high school. Either way, this is giving Lewis Lit from Suits energy.
Stories that permeate and linger.
And that's one thing that's something I said in my video that I did, was I don't know how I feel about him pulling this villain thing. I really don't, because him pulling the villain arc, yeah, it's gonna get people on board for shock value, like for this one video. But if he doesn't go back to being the lovable guy that people actually followed in the first place, this villain arc of his is not going to serve him well. And that's the issue. If he maintains this villain arc, it's actually going to turn people off, because people were encouraging him for the weight loss. They were saying, like, we want you to get healthy. Yeah, there were plenty of people who were bashing on him. Absolutely. Plenty of people bashing on him. But there were also a lot of people that were trying to encourage him to go through the weight loss. And now that he did, coming back in a villain arc and maintaining it, if he does maintain it, versus coming back and saying, I got healthy, and to those of you that stuck with me, thank you for giving me that support and encouragement. Now, maybe it's because I try to, when it comes to my audience, so to speak, or my chat, I try to extend positivity to my chat and to my audience. So for those that encourage me, I'm eternally grateful for it. I am incredibly grateful to those that are encouraging me. Those that want to bash on me, either I just leave by the wayside, or I just go, or I look at, if you guys bashed on me, I'm back and I've improved upon myself. So why don't you come back and join in on the celebration that I've done better. So that's why I don't think, maybe I'm a little skewed in my thinking because I'm thinking of how I would do it. But I don't think maintaining a villain arc like this, I still didn't like it in the first place. I didn't really like him coming back as a villain arc in the first place. I would have much preferred him come back, uh, triumphant. I actually would have preferred him to be coming back triumphant. And again, like, basically, acknowledging that he had an issue and thanking people that encouraged him to get better and be better and supported him. I definitely would have preferred that. And not him, you know, being all sinister like this. Because I've had a few days to think about it since I saw it. And I don't like this return. I'm not saying it's not well deserved, but I don't like it. And I mean, it doesn't take away from what he accomplished. It's just, yeah.
Infect the minds of the ants. Influence the ants. Brainwash the ants.
Because him saying this at the same time also, it to me feels like he's not only bashing on the people who bashed him, he's also bashing on the people that supports him, it feels like. Like him saying this, calling everyone ants, there were a lot of people that were encouraging him and supporting him to get better. And now that he's calling them ants. Like, that's how people may take this. I could see people taking this like, okay, I was one of the people that thought you could do this and get better and lose the weight and improve your life. And you're coming back and you're not once talking about the people that offered you encouragement. I could see people getting offended or insulted by that. His other video was chill because he went back to mukbanging. But again, not unless it's something that I missed, because I did not watch his entire 40-minute video. Actually, no, I did. I did watch his entire 40-minute video. It was like half mukbang, half this. And I don't recall him once saying, acknowledging the people that supported him. And I could see the people that did support him taking issue with that, where they're like, did us offering you support and encouragement mean nothing? And that's why I'm not really liking his villain arc thing here. And yes, could I be reading too much into it? It's entirely possible, but that's how I feel. That's why I do the reacts, to give my opinion on the subject matter like this.
You are the ants.
Dude, if you do something laughably stupid on the internet, people are going to cover it and people are going to talk about it. It's not like there's too many people that have gone through his character arc. I hope he's not inspiring people to follow his footsteps, because there can only be so many Nikocados, and that did a lot of damage to his body, especially to get as far as he did in his career, because he has uploaded, probably 1,000 videos on YouTube, maybe.
Bobcat, he didn't do it quickly. This is over the course of 2 years. Atozy said 1 year. He's actually been working on this for 2 years, not 1 year. So, losing that much weight over 2 years, if he did it responsibly through like diet and exercise, yeah, I could see him doing it and not doing too much damage to his body in that respect. Now, if he continues the mukbang and gains it all back, that's gonna do damage. Like gain, loss, gain, loss, gain, loss, that's gonna hurt. You think so, Bobcat? I'm not sure. Because I've seen people drop some significant weight in less time than that. So, I don't know. And we'll come back, Moros.
more. No matter how you look at it, doing this to yourself for content will have long-lasting consequences for your body, and it severely increases the risks for heart disease,
Divine people
cancer,
already don't
joint
believe
problems,
everything they
liver
see on the
disease,
internet.
kidney disease, gallstones, alters your brain chemistry, and so much more. And then you can't forget the excess skin that remains once you lose it all. While you can argue and say, oh, he made a bunch of money doing this to himself.
And that's something that I was thinking about too, what Atozy just said. The excess skin. Because I did not see any odd lumps in his shirt, and in his face, or in his neck. That's another thing that had me going, huh. Because, yeah, I'm wondering if he did. Like, there is no excess fat, excess fold. Not really. Now, maybe it was in the other views, but you don't really see it in his neck. You don't see it in the shoulders. You're not seeing it around his chest. Could he have had it surgically removed? Certainly possible. Absolutely, he could have. But that is one thing I thought of when he was talking about that. And maybe it didn't look like it. It did not look like it. And I forgot where it was at.
Increases the risks for heart disease, brain chemistry, and so, and say, oh, he made a bunch of money doing this to himself, that remains once you lose it all. While you can argue and say, oh, he made a bunch of money doing this to himself, you can also easily argue, is it worth it? I would never condone that, as he simply damaged his body for attention and money.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250.
Yeah, look, you can see his arms. There's no excess skin happening here. And I don't know. I mean, that kind of skin removal, if he did get surgery for it, I would think that would leave some noticeable scarring. I'm not really seeing any scarring. So, again, that's another thing. I'm like, what's going on here with this weight loss where, he should have this excess skin, even if with exercise, if it tightened up his skin to alleviate that, I would still think he would need, in 2 years, he would still need surgery to remove it, but I don't know.
50 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday, people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
I do want to say good for him. Losing over 200 pounds is not easy, and it definitely added so many years to his life. But I also feel like a lot of the backlash he received over the years were from people who genuinely were sad watching him destroy himself for views. But boring is definitely not an adjective I would use to describe Nikocado.
People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay 2 steps ahead of everyone.
I'm so proud of him for knowing his next move before other people. This whole situation is just such a weird flex. He tested the limits of how much he could destroy his own body. And then he finally course corrected. And he was like, haha, it was all a social experiment. But I mean, hey, you got to give it to him because the comeback worked extremely well for him, as he gained 33 million views on his comeback video as of recording this video. But some may be asking, what did he do after the intro? Well, he continued where he left off, eating an outrageous portion.
And this is exactly what I talked about on stream the other day that I put on YouTube, and what I talked about earlier. He's going right fucking back to it. And what's going to happen? Is he going to balloon back up again? Or is he going to moderate this time?
Portion of food. So I guess the next question is, will the cycle continue? Who knows? But he's now posting all over the place that he is 2 steps ahead.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's gripping to observe all these unwell,
a little bit.
Greatest social experiment for my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the jiggle on the back of his thighs. You could see that.
Experiment for my entire life. It's gripping to observe all these.
But if it's just the thighs, if that's the only sign of the excess skin, I mean, that's not bad. And if he continues an exercise regimen, that turns into muscle. That'll turn into muscle. That'll firm up with muscle. Divine? Here's the question. Is he happy? That's the question. Is he happy? Because he did this one video with a villain arc and then went right back to mukbangs, which he claimed in the video before the video back in April that he didn't like it. He claimed that he did that he didn't like doing it. So, is he actually happy? That's the question. And I think if he starts posting videos of him doing work with his violin, if he starts doing that, then I think then he might be happy. But if he just goes right back to mukbanging and doesn't actually get back into playing the violin, which he was so proud of, I don't know if he's actually happy.
Well, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, thirsty for a distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time. It's brilliant, and it's dangerous. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. All these little consumers.
And Divine, you said maybe he wasn't happy with his weight, which hinders his ability to play the violin. But he's lost that weight now. So why, instead of hearkening his return with, after the villain arc speech, why go right back into mukbanging instead of having the video right after he returned being the thing that he said that he loved, and that he was immensely proud of, which is playing the violin? Why didn't he do that instead of doing 2 mukbangs? Yeah, I was thinking, and that's what I was saying. That's why I was saying I didn't really like his villain arc speech that he made for his return. That's what I was talking about earlier. I didn't like that. It was the wrong tone. While it certainly deserved, I don't think it was not the right tone to take on his return. I don't think it was doing him the favor that he thinks it is.
All of these lost and bored. People consuming anything.
He is definitely dealing with body dysmorphia right now. After I lost all my weight, I didn't like myself or other people for a while. Cheer 100.
Possibly sadistic. He's been grotesquely overweight for many years, and now he's lost it, so I mean, maybe suddenly being thin again has affected him psychologically. Absolutely possible. Because he said that he enjoyed it and wanted to get back to it. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying, Atanashi, is like, there could be something mental going on there. I mean, who knows? This is all speculation. This is all speculative. We don't know what he's going to post next. So we just gotta wait and see.
That they're told to consume. So I am the villain. Because
Okay, I'm gonna say, let me pause. Doing this while he has his villain monologue in voiceover doesn't work. I'm sorry, you can't have a villain monologue. You can't have yourself villain monologuing in a voiceover over you doing the heart symbol with your hands. It doesn't work. It's diametrically opposed. The two are diametrically opposed to one another. So,
I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year. For as long
I think I backed up a little too far.
That I am the villain.
And this one is definitely way more cursed.
Papa John's Pizza. Papa John's Pizza.
Two steps ahead. I'm always 2 steps ahead.
Oh, except people actually predicted this. But sure.
What'd that say? Guys, I predict it. What if one day Nikocado is just... And this is back in 2022. So...
But sure, congratulations for being 2 steps ahead of your own life. I do genuinely want to congratulate him for losing all that weight though, because that is definitely not an easy thing to do. Hopefully the cycle just doesn't repeat, but...
Oh, and by the way, frienders, like, the video where he was just dancing around in his boxers, with him talking over, the voiceover came from the actual original video, which we saw earlier, in Atozy's video, which was... Hang on. If I can find the fucking thing. This one. This video right here. That's where the audio came from. The audio came from this video that he made. And he was basically just overlaying the audio over the video with him dancing like that. That's all it was.
Who knows what will happen? If it's entertaining, we'll cover it. And again, if you want another way to support the channel, feel free to check out Matt's City in the top of the description down below and in the pinned comment. We're also dropping like so many more cities very soon,
I don't think so.
Also some clothing collections for each of the cities. This is like a sample of one of them. So
because like he did the OF and he's had multiple like images of him like toplet, like shirtless. It's you think it was oh, you think, okay, it was a joke. Okay. What lurking llama? That's exactly what I was saying. It's like he's doing like the, he's saying I am the villain. And I'm not, I didn't really like it. Like, I'm glad he got healthy. I don't like him doing the whole villain arc thing.
so yeah, much more to come. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh yeah. He did, I mean, credit where it's due, he fooled a lot of people on the internet. There's no denying it. Some people called it. Some people did call it. But he fooled a lot of people on the internet. There is absolutely no denying that. There is not. And, kudos to him for doing that. But now the question is, where does he go from here? What is he going to do from here? And that's where, that's where I'm worried. Because if he just goes straight back to what he was doing before, that's a problem.